Hi, everybody. How are you? The NVIDIA earnings are out. They are out. Hans is out as
Hans
well.
is out. Ooh, look at that big TV he
Nice
has.
shorts.
He's got shorts on.
You caught me.
I like the big. Is that a touchscreen TV where you can move things around?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, look at you, you fancy pants devil.
All right. I would like to remind everybody, we are doing, this is Option Pits. We had our best year ever. We've added over 1,000 clients this year. We brought in amazing customer support, customer care reps, extra staff in the back that you don't see that are making your experience better. And things are only going to get better from here. Now, if you are thinking about adding a membership, joining a new membership, upgrading your membership, you can give my team a call, 888-872-3301, and they will take very good care of you. We have excellent bonuses for those thinking about Pro. Just a few caveats. The one-to-one credits don't apply to purchases made within the refund, the 14-day refund policy, and the credits cannot be applied to payment plans. But what these do apply to is if you're thinking about getting weekly profit cycles, why wouldn't you? Or turbo income, or Delta Strike, or zero DTE. We had a great trade today in zero DTE today. They do apply there, and you spend $1, we give you $1. I'm going to give away up to $250,000 via this route. So if you haven't picked the phone yet, give my team a call, 888-872-3301, and they will take, it's my way of saying thank you to you guys for everything that you have, helped us build over the last year. So thank you. All right. Here we are. NVIDIA earnings are out. It is up 3.5%. Revenue, $57.01 billion. They were looking for about 55.2, so a really nice beat there. Adjusted income, $1.30 versus $1.26. Nice beat there. And I think this is the one that everyone really likes. Data center revenue, $51.2 billion versus an expected 49.3. So they didn't just beat data center revenue, they just destroyed it. Their beat on the top line was all data center revenue. So with that, you're seeing some strength in NVIDIA. It was already up $5 today. It's up another $7 right now. So from yesterday's close, it is up $12. NVIDIA closed $186.50. They were pricing about $12 move. So far, we've gotten a little bit less than that. But, Jensen Huang is going to speak here in about 25 minutes. And, we'll probably get some more gasoline on this fire when that happens. Hans, you're the resident AI expert here at Option Pit in terms of investment opportunities. I don't know that you're programming AI, but you are definitely at the forefront of opportunities within artificial intelligence. What's your reaction to these earnings? And am I right on the data center portion as to why they like these earnings so much?
Yeah, Mark, I think the data center is important because we want to know. I mean, I don't think this is a huge surprise. I don't think anybody was looking for any kind of big miss here. I'm not sure that the recent sell-off in the AI space has been, so much about AI itself, slowing in any sort of durable way. But it is rather the sort of market's reaction to things and its sort of exuberance in certain areas, and nuclear and power, and even in some of the chips areas. But really, if you look at the stocks, it's kind of done okay into this number. It's been relatively strong. So I think there's been an acknowledgement that, look, data centers still have to be built out. You know, in the U.S. and particularly around the world, there isn't enough build out. So there's no question it's going to continue. And so that's not a super, super big surprise. I am happy to see that the reaction is positive. It's not insanely positive, but as you said, it's already jumped up a little bit ahead of the number. But we're looking to the guidance, right? We want to see guidance. We want to see commentary. I mean, Jensen's been pretty positive overall. So yeah, I don't see it changing a lot there. He doesn't really waver on demand, and he never is really hinting about slowdowns or anything like that. So, you know, according to Jensen, everything is perfectly fine. And so that probably won't really change. So I think it's a positive from a reaction standpoint. I think the market, for me, has been a little bit worrisome in terms of every rally being kind of filled in rather quickly, and a little bit of a leverage unwind happening there, a little bit of that exuberance that we saw from the retail side of things into spiking option volumes, and you know, a little bit of some signs of FOMO that have been out there. And so I think this will serve. We've waited a month, right? We've waited quite a long time since the last really big tech number. And so this could serve to soothe nerves a little bit. I wouldn't say the coast is clear yet, but this is certainly a positive development, I would say.
Yeah, and get this. Gross margins, 73.4%.
Is that good?
Can you imagine that? I mean, is there anything other than a Blackwell chip that is getting 73.4% margins?
That's impressive.
You look at those numbers, you look at Palantir's numbers, and really you almost can't overstate the demand that is out there. There's the stock market, there's stocks, and then there's the reality. The reality of it is everyone's saying it's insatiable. The demand is insatiable. That is not really going to change too much. Are they going to come out with a water-cooled chip that doesn't need as much power or, you know, cooling? Or, I mean, that can happen, right? There could be technologies that kind of help things, but there's zero possibility that the demand for compute doesn't continue to increase at a rapid pace. And so, you know, who was it? Sue from AMD the other day. She said it's off the charts. It's insatiable. So it is. It's not really up for debate. It's a matter of, well, are we getting ahead of ourselves in the market? Are we putting a valuation on these things that is unreasonable? And I think the market has spoken quite clearly lately and said, well, if you're insanely valued, you're not going to be, you know, the market is not, the investors aren't going to side with you at the moment. But anybody like an NVIDIA, which is not, you know, not crazy expensive, is probably going to weather any kind of market storm in the short term.
All right. So, Andrew, I'm going to read you something, and I want your reaction here. All right. Their October 2024 data center revenue, a little touch under 31 billion. Their January revenue, about 35.5 billion. The April revenue from this year, April 2025, about 39 billion. The July revenue, about 41 billion. And then their data center revenue from this last quarter, 51.2 billion. That is a crazy jump. What's your reaction here to what we're looking at right now, ATG?
Well, we better start learning to rub sticks together to figure out how to power all these data centers that are going up, because where's the energy going to come from? There's a nuclear power plant 15 miles from me in Wiscasset, of all the prettiest town in Maine, Wiscasset, Maine. The Yankee Clipper nuclear power plant is going back online. So what are they building? They want a data center somewhere here in the middle of Maine. So I think those are like, they're still growing at like 100% a year, 80% a year. As Hans said, the demand is still there. Now, valuations are a different story, right? The demand is there. The valuations are already there, I believe, at least for NVIDIA. But you know, stocks can all of a sudden, the market changes its mind. Like with Google this year, Google was 150, it's almost 300, right? 150 a low, almost 300. So I think, but the most important thing is the big jump in demand is the healthy thing the market was looking for. And I think, you know, with, you know, VIX trading close to 24 going into this, there was the sentiment was like terrible, right? Just terrible, sad, unhappy. And it's hard to make the unhappy case when businesses are actually spending real money on this. And I, at least in my mind, this was the shot. I think the market needed a little shot to sort of started kicking it the other way. But and I would be surprised to see if VIX holds. I don't know. Well, after we got a number tomorrow, hard for it to hold above 20 at this rate. But we'll see. We'll see.
We can see VIX futures already reacting. VXX, which is a 30-day future, which is basically the December future right now.
Yeah.
Coming post close, it's down 77 cents, over 2%. Futures are down 2%, which means the VIX is going to get potentially pummeled.
Right.
And the reaction in futures is pretty palpable. Now, futures are closed right now, but you can see the run up after they, you know, the run up here. They're trading 60, almost 6,700, just below the highs from earlier in the day, right before the market opened. So futures really liking this. VIX futures are down 5%, which is crazy. And NASDAQ 100 futures are up 1.37% here. Really strong move again. Those are actually right. We traded to the top of the overnight. So there is some strength in these markets. And if NVIDIA does continue to rally, that is going to continue to I believe, push things higher here, and potentially much higher.
I would say, Mark,
currently, you know, now it's up almost $8, and it's continuing to run.
It's going.
So what is your target here for NVIDIA tomorrow? And what do you? I mean, is this going to kind of suck out the air from other stocks like it's done in the past, or is this kind of a rising tide lifts all boats? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I don't think. Okay, I'm going to put myself out there. I agree. This is good news, and I'm going to go on the record as saying I'm not so sure the market can rally even on a good report with NVIDIA, because I don't think the market's softness lately. And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, and everybody knows I'm positive. I think next year's going to be fantastic. There's an unwind going on for me, if I can just kind of sort of expand the sort of conversation here. We see from crypto, we see from Bitcoin, things like that. There is an unwind happening, and that's a necessary part of any severe bull market, right? When you want to climb the wall of worry, there's going to be worry now and then you're going to have to you kind of get overboard over your skis, and then you come back and there's more climbing the wall. But it's very natural for that to happen. So I don't know. I sort of see this market as really, you know, we've kind of gone from extremely narrow. So folks who are watching, narrow, we talk about breadth. So how many stocks are really kind of doing all the heavy lifting in the market when the market goes up? And a few weeks ago, we saw a market that was up on the day with like basically all the stocks were down. How's that possible? Well, the big stocks can really wield a lot of power there. And we've almost gone from like, well, it's all about mag to it's like a mag 2 market lately. It's like Google and it's Apple. So it's not even mag 7 anymore. It's mag 2. And you can see that there's been, like, I just don't see that this has really been a worry about NVIDIA as much. I think they're worried about some of the debt that's being issued. I think they're worried a little bit about the circular financing stuff that's happening. But I think there's just a little bit of the vol genie's out of the bottle a little bit. So tomorrow's very important to me. I want to see us hold any kind of pop on the open, but let's just put it this way. I would not be surprised if we had trouble doing that. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Yeah, it just kind of in reaction to NVIDIA, I was looking at AMD. AMD is down 3% after being up 3% today. So it wiped out today's gains, while NVIDIA has obviously done the exact opposite. We're seeing more strength out of Broadcom. That's up another $8. I'm going through some of the big chip makers. A little bit more of a rally out of Qualcomm. Intel rallying on this news, which is,
well, if Intel can rally, that's really, if Intel can rally on it.
And Taiwan Semiconductor, loving it. It's up 3% as well. You look at some of the inference names. Veritiv Holdings, data center company, up 5% after the close.
I'm so old, Mark. I was looking up Broadcom. I typed in BRCM. How old?
I know.
I do that all the time. I do that all the time, Hans. I totally get that, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, and then the laggards in the market have been Microsoft, which is up about $4 after the close, after being down 7. Meta has just been absolutely terrible. It's up about 0.5% on this news. I'm interested. Apple making their own chip, up another, it's up 9 cents. So we'll call that flat. And then the big winner out of Mag 7 on Wednesday was Google. After hours, it's up another 1.5%. It was over 300 a day. I think it's going to be over 300 tomorrow. So this is if you are not AMD, these earnings are not sucking the life out of this market like they have in the past. It's almost like the sell-off in NVIDIA was sucking the life out of the market. These earnings have kind of lifted all boats so far.
Michael Burry,
Amazon is up 0.75% on this news. More bullish moment out of these names. So the rising tide of NVIDIA is giving a nice little lift to a lot of stocks. Andrew, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it is. I think the market needed good news, and the fact that NVIDIA, in order to get stocks rally, you need to have that big top line, right? You need the euphoric. You got to have TAM, right? Where that's total available market, right? And I don't think NVIDIA has hit their limit yet. Hans remembers, and you remember, Mark, we used to have chip cycles, like they make too many chips and then they don't make enough chips, right? Or we have a glut and prices go down and chip stocks used to go down. I don't know if you guys seen the semiconductor index since 2023, but I'm pretty sure we haven't had a glut of chips in 2 years. So just saying that what you want to see growth there. And I think the other piece of the pie, what I will say on the sentiment thing that Hans was addressing is, I believe the market has gotten as much out of government shenanigans with QT, quantitative easing, shutdown spending, no spending, Doge, no Doge, like all this crap that's been happening, tariffs, no tariffs, trade deals, no trade, right? So I think at this point, we want to get past that. I think we'll see the jobs number. Okay, is the Fed going to cut? They're not going to cut. And I think that's one reason why VIX is so high with the relatively small sell-off we've had. We're down 3% from all-time highs, and VIX is 24.
Yeah.
I mean, a 24 volatility used to mean we'd have 1.5, 2% swings per day, like real swings, like the market's moving. And we're not getting that. So I think the fact that NVIDIA is not the vampire right now is probably, if there's going to be a bullish answer, folks can start feeling good about buying other stocks that will start to benefit from AI. Other companies are going to benefit from AI. Some of the messages here in the room.
Yeah, and folks, I'm sorry, I inverted AMD. AMD was down $7 earlier. Now it's up $7. So AMD also lifting. This is kind of a market-wide move. Every company I look at when I pull them up is basically up after the close. SanDisk, which has had a crazy run, is up another $10 after the close. As I look at kind of updating futures, yeah, we are still trying to take out these highs from earlier, this morning, right before the market opened. But things look extremely, extremely bullish heading into, that 4 p.m. heading into 4 p.m. in the reset of futures. And again, volatility for those of you wondering how much was baked into how much this one mattered. VXX is down 2%. VIX futures themselves are down, 5% on the day. VXX as a whole is down almost 4% today. There was a lot, and I mean a lot, of volatility priced into this, and there was a lot of fear heading into these earnings. Just got to get through non-farm payrolls in the morning, and we'll be in some we might be in some good shoes. So
okay, anybody
Hans,
think 670 by Friday?
Did you just say 6.7?
6.7.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can't say 670 anymore, Andrew, because then everyone goes 6.7, 6.7.
Oh my gosh. That is
what is that? I don't even know what that is.
Your kids aren't old. Lydia will know what I'm talking about. So again, there was a lot built in. All right.
We're 666 right now, Mark. We just, what? It's funny. Every time I feel like we just can't get away from 666. It's some sort of weird number on the SPY. But I will say that, I mean, it's positive. I think at some point, I get almost a little bit more excited about as you just kind of alluded to, just the sort of potential for the never-ending demand leading into other parts of the economy and other areas that are sort of interesting. So if semiconductors are maybe a little bit more competitive than they were, NVIDIA clearly is the king at this point, but you can move out of the equipment and into maybe the users of AI. And I think that is going to be the benefit in the sort of longer run. And we've seen a real move in healthcare and biotech and areas where people are going, wow, this is going to do something special in sort of as a blanket sort of concept throughout the economy, right? This isn't just helping one sector. It's not just helping one particular product. It's not building a better, coat hanger. This is literally going to affect every corner of every industry everywhere. So that's exciting in the long run. So we just have to get through this sort of little bit of a bumpy period here. And I think the market's a little bit worried. They want that rate cut. They don't want a rate cut for the wrong reasons, but they want the rate cut.
They absolutely do want the rate cut. And one thing that's interesting is the rate cut has basically been removed from the market. They're now pricing at only about a 30% odds. So part of what caused all this selling was the change in interest rate outlook. And now that we've basically kind of brought that interest rate outlook down to 30%, one, if they do cut in December, or if we start to realize they're going to cut in December, you could see the market really take off. Two, now that's been repriced, stocks should be free to kind of move around how they will. The interest rate portion of the overall stock market should be mostly kind of handled at this point. Now that we've kind of backed out the big quarter run up, a big chunk of the run up around December earnings, right? We're trading at essentially where we were in early September. So for the quarter, we're kind of flattish, and that that tells you that we're now probably in a spot where we can start to rally on good news. And if we do get a rate cut in December, or we start to get an inkling, we could get some real heat in this market, don't you think, Andrew?
I do. I think we do, because now you get less Fed flimflammery and more just, okay, companies are making money. That gets the sentiment better. There's less government noise, and traders and investors just focus on the markets and the things they're going to get. So yeah, I do.
All right. Now, Hans, we've got 175 people here, and 175 people that should be taking advantage of my $250,000 gift of, every dollar you spend, we're going to give you $1 to spend on another service. So you want small account challenge, you can get Option Shopper with it. You want weekly profit cycles, you can get Rip Zone with it. You want Turbo Income, you can get Trade Zone with it. We're giving you it's an incredible offer, and I invite you to take advantage of it. But the only way to do that is to give my team a call, 888-872-3301. So Hans, if you had to pick up, let's say I walked over to you, and I'm going to ask you the same question, Andrew. So get ready. I'm putting you on the spot, Hans.
Okay.
So I've got a howitzer pointed at you, and I say, Hans, I need you to buy one stock today, and I need it to make money at the end of the day. All right. And this is on the open. What stock are you going to be kind of playing around with for tomorrow? And I know I'm putting you on the spot, and no one's going to hold it to you, and I promise I won't shoot you with a howitzer.
Well, you know my fave. You know what my favorite is, and it used to be my not favorite, and I've completely flipped over. Can you guess what it is?
I can.
Yeah, it's the almighty Google. I think I got to buy Google as high as it has gone, as well as it has done already. I just feel like they are firing on all cylinders. And I probably should go for something that's a bit downtrodden, because there's certainly a big selection of those. I'm going for the one that's been exhibiting incredible relative strength. But that's a fun one for me. But you talked about that free money you're throwing around. I feel like I'm watching Oprah. I feel like you're Oprah. You're like, you get a credit, you get a credit, you get a credit.
Everybody gets a car.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Everybody gets a credit, and it's like you're throwing around Benjamins like it's going out of style. It's like the 80s again, like it's just like we're going nuts. So that's really exciting. Folks, take advantage of that. You are not going to. I don't remember ever hearing about a deal like that. So once this is gone, it's gone. You need to grab this, and my gosh, Option Pit has what a menu to choose from of incredible offerings. This is your shot.
Absolutely. And the reason why we're doing this is to thank everybody who's here and the people that aren't here that come every day. We really appreciate it, because we wouldn't be here without you guys. So you're an important part of the puzzle that is Option Pit. All right, Andrew, same question. What are you going with? I've got the Clint Eastwood 44 Magnum pointing at you, and I say, pick a stock, and it better be up at the end of the day.
I'm going to pick Block. Of all, because all those credit card companies have been whacked, but Block is going to buy $5 billion more of their stock, which is 1/7 of the float.
Wow.
They make so much cash, nobody cares. So they're just going to buy all their stock back with it. So that was just announced today. That would be my howitzer gun to my head if I had to pick one stock. Although since Elon Musk is in Saudi Arabia talking, you can't. There's no way Tesla's not up at least 10 or 15 bucks tomorrow. Just saying.
All right, I'm going to go a little further down the line, and I'm going to go.
What have you got, Mark? I'm interested.
I'm going Cameco.
Cameco.
I'm going uranium.
I like it.
I'm going uranium because we just saw, again, federal government's loaning money to reopen 3 Mile Island. Nothing bad ever happened there. And there's going to be a ton of demand for uranium. And I think you're going to see uranium and nuclear have a really strong day on Thursday. Obviously, we've got non-farm payrolls that could change, but I really like uranium tomorrow. I think that's one that's going to be up. All right, folks. Again, give my team a call, 888-872-3301. Any purchase of any of our premium services, we're going to match you dollar for dollar, and you can discount that to any service. $250,000 that I'm going to give away. When it's gone, though, it is gone. What are the services? We have an entire list. All right. Andrew, weekly profit cycles, Flash 5, and Rip Zone. Mark, Delta Strike, Trade Zone, Zero DTE, Alpha AI, a little bit of Rip Zone as well. Hans, you've got Turbo Income, where you and if you're a 3-year member, you get that MTI included. You've got Alicia with Option Shopper, Small Account Challenge, special situations that we all cover. But yeah, if you want to go through our product offering, Ted and my customer care team will take excellent care of you. Give them a call, 888-872-3301. All right. Well, as we close things out, NVIDIA is still up about $8. Futures look strong, and volatility continues to come off. So, again, make sure you take advantage of this. We want to thank you for spending this half hour with us. Cap gains and pro for Andrew, and pro applies to all of us. I forgot about capital gains with Frank and Andrew. There are so many different options here. Kind of whatever you're interested in, we can offer it. So give my team a call, 888-872-3301. So for our master of turbo income, Hans Albrecht, our AI insider, and Andrew Chi Giovinazzi, the opposite of an AI insider, I am. I kid. He actually, believe it or not, Andrew has been heavily involved and co-founders in a couple of tech companies, believe it or not. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Happy NVIDIA Day to all who celebrate. Have a good one, everybody.